Deputy President David Mabuza has outlined the challenges being faced in many municipalities and how government plans to address them with the district development model. Mabuza also urged people to work with the police to prosecute those responsible for the looting and destruction in KwaZulu-Natal as well as Gauteng. He was replying to questions in the National Council of Provinces. eNCA's Ayesha Ismail has more on that story. Ayesha, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Some key take-homes from David Mabuza's question and answer session today. I know the most concerning for me was him actually conceding that, in fact, at the heart of the dysfunction is lack of leadership. What else did you get from that?
Well, it was very interesting because he spoke openly and frankly about the problems being experienced at local government level, and also talking about those more than 60 dysfunctional municipalities. And as you point out, where he was very open about the lack of leadership, what he did say was that it is time for all three spheres of government to work together to empower municipalities to make sure that they honour their election promises, that they provide those services that they promised people during the run-up to the elections. What also came out during that Q&A session was the fact that 62% of councillors are not computer literate, and that of course was extremely shocking. And the Deputy President did say that he was aware of this, but once again talked about how all three spheres of government need to work together in order to empower and also to upskill councillors at a local government level.
And I think that's very important, Ayesha, the fact that all three spheres need to come together for the good of the people, because in most instances you find ordinary citizens going to a provincial office and saying, you know what, we need houses, or going to national office or speaking to a minister and saying we need this or the other, and they're being redirected to say, no, this is not the competency of provincial, it's local. It's really unnecessary. When we see officials, it seems citizens just want delivery. That's all. So I'm glad he actually went on to touch on that.
Exactly, and as I said, he was very open, he spoke very frankly about this, but of course did make the point that you cannot make this a condition and say you can only become a councillor if you know how to use a computer. And that is why he was calling for money to be made available at the various municipalities, but also at provincial level to help upskill people, for instance, local councillors, so that they can become computer literate, and in that way also to make sure that service delivery is on track and that it is delivered to people on time and efficiently.
No, the upskilling is most certainly important, but also starts another debate that in communities, people elect who they believe can assist them. They elect somebody that they live with and they believe can, in fact, contribute to a better living for those citizens. And at times, it's not the most literate person, but somebody who would push for their agenda. So it's a very interesting debate as to whether at that level, in just a ward where people would then elect somebody, would they really prioritize those things, such as being computer literate? But I suppose the upskilling would benefit them immensely. Ayesha, thank you very much for your time. That was reporter Ayesha Ismail talking to us following that Q&A session in Parliament that took place today, where the Deputy President answered questions at